What up, Instagram and YouTube? It's your boy Salty Red Corn, and I'm back with another ill-prepared knife review video. Today I have my very first custom knife. I got it in a trade. Wasn't too sure how I was going to feel about it, but it's grown on me and I like it. So this is the Gavko custom slicer. This is a custom knife from, I believe, Michael Gavko. This is really, really cool. There's a lot of things that you see in a custom knife that you don't see in a production knife, and a lot of that is imperfections. All right, some of you guys aren't going to like that, but I do. I think it's really kind of cool. It gives it that special feel. Go ahead and talk about some of that stuff right now. So first things first, what I mean by imperfections is that, like the jimping, for instance, on the back of the spine. You can see that he did this with most likely some sort of whiz wheel or grinder or something like that, because it is definitely not uniform. And I like that. It still works great, okay? So as far as performance, yes, a finely machined jimping is going to be probably better performance-wise, but this works just great, all right? Also, the flipper tab, it's really apparent here that all this stuff is done by hand, possibly even with a file. Go ahead and take a look at the lockup. The lockup is very good and strong on the knife. Pretty cool pocket clip that's kind of been rock scaled. It gets very thin right in here, but the titanium is strong enough. Excuse me, the titanium is definitely strong enough, and I like the look of it, all right? Some stuff that's kind of weird is like these screws here, clearly different sizes and clearly different depths. Not the biggest deal to me whatsoever. It's got a cool little lanyard on it. This came with it. So take it or leave it. There's a lanyard on it. Black hardware. The hardware seems to be all very nice. Have no issues with the styling of the hardware. There is no Torx on this side. It's a 4-inch blade, so it's definitely a large blade. It has this kind of swooping shape, which I was initially attracted to, and for good reason, because it really puts your hand in a good position to do all that working stuff. So as far as I know, the blade is Nitro V. Not 100% sure. I know he uses a lot of different steels, ABEL and stuff like that, but it is not marked on here. So I really have no way of telling other than from what I've been told. I'd like to contact him at some point by email and maybe ask him some questions about the knife. The detent hole is visible. Not super huge fan of that, but again, the design of the knife, I don't really care too much. There's his logo, and it is deeply etched or engraved in there. You also have this kind of cool contouring on the handle, which is kind of hard to pick up in the light, but you can see that kind of squiggly line up there. This thing feels really, really good in hand. It's thin. It's very, very thin. See, for comparison, I'm carrying this K390 Delica. All right, so you guys can see that that's a pretty thin knife for the size. All right, it is not any bigger than the Delica. Maybe a slightly thicker. Nope, about the same size, thickness wise. All right, so the action is pretty good. Before I got it, I did some research, and people were saying, oh, that the detents might not be perfect on this, but this thing flips well. It flips well. I believe it's on bearings. It's on bearings, so for bearing action, it's not super drop shutty, but I never cared about drop shuttiness. I prefer washers. And if you watch my channel, you know I prefer washers just for serviceability. I actually prefer that. But the lock bar relief cuts are very cool. I definitely like the contouring on the edges of the handle. It feels really smooth in hand. It's overall very smooth. His finish came out very nicely, and there's even kind of a cool, it's like a micro swedge up here on the top. All right, so you have this, shiny edge comes up here, gets broader towards the tip, and then it actually cuts back a little bit on the top. It's not sharpened, but it's definitely a little bit of a swedge, tiny, tiny swedge. I like the color. So also you have this kind of landing pad here. I know that's an issue for some of you guys not having this area, but it's there, so it feels good. Really like this thing. I'm definitely happy with it. I'm gonna keep it for a while and see how it goes, right? So this is the Gavko custom slicer from Mikhail Gavko. Saying his name wrong, correct me, but that's that, all right? As far as my carry goes today, I am carrying the K390 Delica with serrations, all right? I got this from somebody off Instagram who had a pair of them. I told him I was interested in, you know, testing out K390 and the hardness with the serrations. If you guys know me, you know I like serrations, contrary to a lot of people in the community, but they work well for me. They have their place, and they work pretty good for different tasks. I have another video on that. You want to check it out, go check it out. Mammoth headgear, mountain trucker hat, Taurus 605. This is a custom broken Seiko that I'm wearing, and got the Beast belts and knives minimalist wallet. All right, that thing is still holding up, so I'm back, yo. If you like this kind of video, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, and tell your boy Salty Redcorn what you want to see, and I'll do my very best to make that happen. Until next time, stay safe, stay sharp, peace out.